Oh man, this has been recording for 7 minutes already, and I ain't done nothing but listen to music and do my eyebrows. I don't know if this is gonna be the actual intro, but we're just gonna start talking to ourselves because it's so awkward and it takes me forever to like warm up to the idea of just talking. See, I started stress sweating just then. This is great. I have done my eyebrows, prepped my skin. I'm feeling a little dry. It is snowing outside. It's been snowing for a couple days. It just hasn't really stuck yet. All of that to say my skin is feeling she's feeling a little parched. So I moisturized with Cetaphil, which is my usual, and then I went over it with some oil, and I'm going to take the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer and fill in some of these pores. I don't know how I feel about this. I know lots of people love it, and this is my pore area, which you can probably see pretty well because I'm real well lit. But I just don't know how I feel about it. I don't think it really does much of anything for me. It feels nice, it feels smoothing, but I don't know that it actually fills my pores. But when I see people use it, I see them use it a lot. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna use a lot more than what I usually do. My skin type is dry / oily. I'm very combination. So I'm like dry around the mouth and the under eyes. I will occasionally get dry patches, but I'm oily on my nose mostly. So my nose and my chin, not really my forehead. And the nose oils just sort of spread here, but they don't go to the under eye where I need the oils. That's where I need them. I don't know what kind of makeup look I want to do. I'm not going anywhere. It's 1:41 in the afternoon, and I really just wanted to play. I grabbed the Warrior, Juviah's Place, the Magic Mini. I don't know why I grabbed these things. I think I was thinking I'm going to go one of two directions. I'm either going to go pink luminescent, which is like a really pretty blown out, or I'm going to go earth tone gold. I primed first with the Juviah Long Lasting Pearl eyeshadow primer. Went on top with my Revlon Candid concealer and then my CoverGirl. I just sort of mix them because I find the Revlon is a little bit more emollient than the CoverGirl, and I need some of that because again, I have like textured skin, and you can see she's textured. She's a little dry. I don't understand how folks like pile on the P. Louise type things. Maybe I need to try P. Louise, but because my lids are both oily and dry at the same time, I need something that will stop it from creasing, but then something that will smooth my canvas also. I think I'm going to go with using my Magic Mini by Juviah's Place, and I'm gonna do something really just soft and blown out and pretty, very highlight. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm laying down Koji and Casey. I'm mixing them because Koji, she bright pink, and I really want to go for something soft and feminine, a little whimsical, but really simple. So I'm gonna take this pink and I'm really just gonna blow it out, which means I probably need to move on to my face so that I can blow this out. But I'm using the same brush. I love me a one brush look, I really do. I really want this inner portion of my eye light, because I'm gonna pull this pink out this way, and then I'm gonna do a really bright highlight in the inner corner and really highlight everywhere else. Juvia's Place though, these shadows don't play. They really don't. And I find that with Juvia's Place, because they're so pigmented, a packing motion really is your best friend. So laying them down, patting, and then blending them out. So we're gonna move on to my base. And I'm going in with the same combination, that Candid and that CoverGirl. I have the Believe foundation in Toffee, and it's a little too pink, but we'll see. And I'm just gonna use a flat top brush that I got off of Amazon. I've worn this foundation a couple of times and I really like the way that it wears. Obviously, living in the time of the Rona, we wear masks and full coverage isn't needed per se, at least for me. But I will wear foundation all down my face. And while yes, it does wear off, I like the way that it wears. It disappears gracefully, I'll say that. So I really enjoy that. And I feel like it's everyone's definition of coverage is a little different. I don't remember what the claims are on this foundation, but I feel like it's a medium. I don't know that you could build it up to full. I don't have a lot of skin issues, but I don't feel like it covers enough for me to call it full. Especially I went in with, I don't know, I did go in with 2 pumps, and I know I see lots of ladies do a whole lot more than 2 pumps for their full face, and I'll try to build it up. I usually put foundation on the back of my hand, and then I'll place it with a brush, and then I'll go in and I will blend it out with a blender. And I use Shop Missay's blenders, pretty much all of them. This one is, I think they're just basic Paw. This one, super soft, super marshmallowy. But you see, I don't know, I just don't feel like that. You can still see my skin. I have, some hyperpigmentation, some little freckles that still poke through. And I'm okay with that. Sometimes I like to look fantastic plastic, but I don't find it's always necessary. And you can always go in more with added things. So I'm going to conceal under my eyes with the CoverGirl. And this one is in Golden Amber. And my Revlon is in Medium Deep. And I'm gonna mix them. Again, because I find this one to be a little bit more emollient. And the other one's a little drier. I don't typically set my under eye, so it's another thing. I have dry skin, but I love a matte look. I really do. The older I get, the more I appreciate a dewy look, but I really do enjoy a matte. And then control over the dew. But I find that the Believe is a dewy. She's a dewier foundation, as you can see. I got the dew. Okay, so we're good there. And we're gonna go back in to lay down some more eyeshadow. Again, mixing. And then on the edge, again, same brush. I'm just gonna go on the edge with the lighter color Casey to diffuse. And if you hold your brush down at the bottom, that's how you don't apply too much pressure and really get a good blowout. I tend to hold my brush here, especially when you're first applying it, that packing. But when you're trying to blend and diffuse, it's best to hold the brush. And I have to remind myself, I really have to remind myself that often. Now I'm gonna contour. And keeping this drugstore, this is the e.l.f. Foundation palette in Deep. Sometimes I use this to color correct too, but I'm going to use this color right here. And you'll notice that when that foundation, it's not quite the right undertone. Maybe it's, I don't know. It's hard. Sometimes I still struggle with my foundation and undertone because I just have an odd undertone. So I end up gray, and I compensate with my powders, which is nice that I have a pretty decent array of powders that I can sort of remedy the gray with. And yes, I put some in the crack of my nose because I feel like she'd be floating. Nostrils just be, ooh. I want to do more. Girl, you yellow. I think I want to go further. She's gonna go for it. Just gonna go for it. I'm talking over here. She's gonna go for it. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep blowing this out. I'm gonna do more than I have ever done. It also might be the fact that I haven't pulled it down onto my cheeks yet, because that usually helps. And yes, that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to pull this down onto my cheeks. And I'm going to start with a base of the Casey, like cover the brush in it, and then one dip of Koji. And again, that pat pat. I like it. And then to soften it, I'm just gonna go over top with Casey. I could probably set my under eyes with Casey, just gonna throw that out there. It's a good vanilla color. But what I'm going to set, at least the center part of my face with, is LA Colors. She's an oldie but a goodie. I've hit pan, yay, but I've had her for a really long time. And I'm just gonna take the yellow and I'm gonna put it right there, right in the middle. I kind of want to be a human butterfly in the winter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Ocean, and there it is. I was like, where did it go? I'm going to highlight with it all over. This is a Luna Magic brush. Luna? Yeah, Luna Magic. I ordered from Boxy Pop-Up. I love these brushes. Alright, so now we're gonna go in and line, mascara, and just finish her off. What do you think? I want to look like a winter fairy. A white LA Girl gel liner in white. I just said that one, right? White. I don't need it because I still have plenty of my jumbo NYX in milk that is super old and probably ready to retire, but I've only sharpened it once. I don't even think I have sharpened it once. So the question is, am I going to use this white or am I going to make it? I'm going to make it pink. I'm going to make it pink. I'm just going to go in with Koji. And this actually helps me because, again, I'm oily, and so setting whatever I put on my waterline is low-key necessary regardless of the color, and this just helps it hang around a lot longer. And the fact that I am altering the color all the more, that it be necessary. Okay. I'm just gonna use a brown liner. You're not even really gonna be able to see it, I'm sure. And this is, what is this? AOA, so Shop Miss A's brown, which dries a lot darker than how it applies. Like this little tube, it's so much darker than that. I don't know what color. Oh, it's just brown. Brown. I don't know if it focused or what. But these AOAs remind me of Wet n Wild used to have a brush tip, and I loved, was it Wet n Wild? NYC? Yeah, Wet n Wild had a brush tip. NYC, when they were sold here in the States, they're all gone. Maybe Meyer still has a few. I'm really not worried about this being super clean, just because I'm about to put on some major lashes and it's gonna be covered up anyway. Petite and Pretty mascara. I like this mascara. I got it in a BoxyCharm. I told you. some monstrosity of some lashes. And these are them. I have spiders on my face, and I'm okay with that. I got these off of Amazon. I love them. They're a little much. They're a lot of much, actually, let's be honest. I have to trim them. I could actually probably cut them in half and still use them, which I have done. But they're beautiful. Alright, so here's the completed look. I hope you enjoyed it. I feel like a winter fairy, which could also translate into a spring fairy, but whatever. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Come on back. Hi, welcome. My name's Rachelle, and I find this incredibly awkward, so I'm just gonna keep commenting on how awkward I find it until it's not awkward anymore, but who knows? It might always be awkward for me.